talk on any of the misconceptions that are out there that you kind of experience in your time out there on the streets?
Man, I think the biggest thing that comes to mind when it comes to misconceptions about the Marine Corps, well, there's two. I will say the first thing is that the only job that the Marine Corps has to offer is the ground side, which is 100% not true. Like, obviously, that's the biggest part of the Marine Corps is the ground side, and every other job that you do in the Marine Corps is to support the ground side. But I mean,
Yeah.
as we know, I came to know as a recruiter, like, man, there's hundreds of jobs to do in the Marine Corps. So, actually getting in front of a group of interested individuals, telling them like, no, you can be legal if you want to be legal. You can be admin. You can be a helicopter mechanic, whatever the case may be. Like, there's a lot of other jobs. Like, people are like, oh, I thought the Marine Corps was literally just ground side. Like, nah. So that's a big misconception there too. But I think one of the things that I personally encountered that really blew my mind is having a family, which is crazy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I remember one of my police. He had asked me like, "Hey, I got a varsity football game this Friday. Like, do you mind coming down and support?" I was like, "Absolutely." And I also knew at the time, I think I remember actually talking to you, Lou, and I was like, "Hey, like, I'm gonna go to this game. You cool with it?" You're like, "Yeah, it's a great way to kind of just represent yourself to the school that we support their students." And I was like, "Hey, you mind if I bring my family?" You're like, "Absolutely. Go ahead and bring them." So I was excited just to be able to spend time with my family while working. So I go out there and I'm sitting down there in the bleachers. I have my family and everything like that. And this pulley, he sees me and he's like, "Sir," so I go down to the gate, and we're talking and stuff. He's like, "Who are you with?" And I was like, "My family." He was like, "Oh, I didn't know you're allowed to have it in the Marine Corps." And that blew my mind. You know what I mean? I guess because they see us as always deployed out to different countries and stuff like that, that you can actually have a family and they can actually travel with you. So like the misconceptions of what they think the Marine Corps is to what it actually is complete, like, night and day, man. It really is night and day. And like I said, the biggest thing is a job. There's plenty of opportunity out there for people, whether it's welding, you know what I mean? Hey, I want to just weld. Hey, whether it's I want to freaking cook. Like, there's so many things out there. And I think that's what the Marine Corps recruiters do great. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you about everything about the Marine Corps. And another thing is that if I don't know, I have other recruiters. I had you, Dom, I had Lou, and we come from different backgrounds. So if there was someone that was interested in admin, I was like, "Oh, I got the perfect person for you. Hey, Dom, you got a second? Can we sit down and talk about this kid? He's interested in admin. Can you tell him how your daily life goes back in the fleet?" Or if you wanted to be, "Hey, I want to work on tanks, or I want to be in a tank and shoot shit," I'll be like, "Lou, come talk to this guy real quick. Like, he's interested in doing what you wanted to do." So having all these jobs and having Marines that do these different jobs, like, kids were just like loving it. They were so interested because, again, it wasn't just about infantry side. They could go be a flyer if they wanted to fly. They could do so many things that the Marine Corps, I guess, doesn't do well to represent. Because when you look at all the commercials that we have, it's always on the ground, hard charging, first to fight, which is our motto. We are first to fight. Like, we love being out on the front lines. Like, that's what we do. That's why we're Marines. That's why we're riflemen. But I have a specific job that I do that a lot of people don't know, that there's opportunities out there to do. So to me, that's the biggest misconception when it comes to the Marine Corps, honestly.
Just to clarify on what he was saying at the beginning of that, like when he was mentioning the ground side, I mean, there's a lot of elements that go to the ground side, but I think what he was alluding to is people think that when you come into the Marine Corps, you're going to go out there, you're going to get shot at regardless of your job. You're going to be in the infantry, right? And that is a huge misconception. As a matter of fact, from my experience on recruiting duty, like, yeah, we have infantry jobs, but those jobs get snatched. A lot of people want to come to the Marine Corps to do the infantry because we're the varsity team.